Alright, what is up y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate y'all watching this video. Today we're going to be doing some live trading, live analysis type of video. So I just hopped on the charts for New York session. Right now we're checking out USD JPY, and I see immediately while looking at it that we are sort of trending down here, and then we have a nice break. Oh, that's actually a really beautiful break and retest. That would have been a good trade as well. Um, but I see a nice break above this 5-minute structure here. Clear break, and we have a demand zone that it looks like we are entering into right now. Where is my dun dun dun? It's up here. Where's my rectangle? There we go. We have a nice demand zone right here that we are entering in. Demand. So that might not be too bad. It also could be one of these trades. We have a trend line right here. So it's also kind of a trend line retest off of that trend line retest. So that's not too bad. Let me go on my MetaTrader and make sure I have a UJ chart pulled up just in case this looks good once it comes to the zone. USD JPY 5-minute. All right. I'm just making sure I have it pulled up on my MetaTrader so we can take this trade. Candlesticks, chart shift. Okay. What is that indicator on here? I don't need that. Okay. Alright, so I got it on my MetaTrader just in case I'm going to take this trade. So let's do a long position right around here. So it'd be a pretty tight stop, like a 6-pip stop. We could take it for a 1 to 3. A quick, 16, 17 pips. Yeah, around 17 pips. That would be not a bad trade, honestly. Let's see. Let me check the other pairs real quick. My other pairs that I usually trade. Whoa, UCAD is flying. All right. Euro USD is also moving up. Okay, that's interesting. We have AU coming off of a demand right here. Right now. GU is flying up. So that's interesting that. So maybe. Let's see. Did we have news come out? Always check news just to be safe because you don't want to. Why is it on the 21st? 28th apply. All right, we've got consumer confidence at 10, so that shouldn't affect anything right now. That's interesting, but these pairs are flying. UCAT had a clear break there, and it's got a demand zone as well right here. Go back to UJ. UJ's entering it right now. GJ's got just created a demand. It's got another demand beneath here as well, but it's got a decent demand right there. Right above the 200 moving average. This one's not looking too promising. It's looking like, yep, it just shot right through. So that's another thing I want to mention here is that when you're looking at supply and demand zones, especially on the 5-minute time frame, reading your candlesticks is going to be super important to how successful you are as a trader. Because I could tell that downward momentum was so strong right there that I was not just going to hop in just to hop in at a demand zone just because I think the setup looks good. and it ended up just busting right through. So you want to be careful. You want to make sure you're reading your demand zones correctly, or reading the candlesticks. The candlesticks will tell you a lot about what price wants to do, depending on how the momentum is looking. Depending, like this large candlestick, this is a huge bullish impulse right here. So you can tell that there's very strong bullish momentum. Just like here, I could tell that this bearish momentum was getting pretty strong here. Now, if we would have immediately tapped into the zone and immediately started rejecting, that would have been a much better sign that, okay, this is probably going to push up off this demand zone, but we did not. So I ended up holding off on that setup. So let me go ahead. Well, I'm not going to clear all of this, but I'm going to remove those. We can check back on UJ later. I'm not the biggest fan of UJ as well, so I mean, it's fine. GJ, let's see. I'm not really loving GJ either, if I'm being honest with you. But we did have a big bullish impulse here that I like, and then we didn't make a lower low, we made a higher low here. We broke some minor structure just now right here on the 5-minute. Right there. And there is a pretty good demand zone right here. So we could come off this demand zone, or come up a little bit further, come on this demand zone, and I could take a trade targeting this supply zone up here. That's another thing I like to do. If I'm getting in a demand zone, you can make a supply zone a target. If you're getting in a supply zone, you can make a demand zone a target. It's just a simple way. That'd be almost a 1-to-3 right there. That'd be a pretty good trade as well. So I'm gonna keep my eye on that one for sure. GJ. Okay. All right. So that was just some quick analysis. I will let you guys know if I hop into anything. Before we get any further into this video, I'd really appreciate a like on this video and subscribe if you get anything beneficial out of this video, or you just enjoy, enjoy the content and find it entertaining at all. Would really appreciate you subscribe if you're new and like the video. Also, comment anything, anything you want. I'd love to get some conversations going in the comment section as well. So yeah, and again, I'll stay tuned and I'll let you guys know if I end up hopping in anything. I'll try and catch it on video. All right, y'all, doing a little bit more analysis as the market's kind of developing this morning, and I'm seeing a pretty decent supply zone right here on NASDAQ. This could be a good trade as well. That could have a pretty nice risk to reward, and it did break this low right here, as you can see, wicked out. So that's also not a horrible one, but again, I'm gonna have to read what price is doing once it gets there, and see if it's something that I really want to take, and I'll keep you guys updated. All right, y'all, price acting a little weird today. This is the supply on AU. Really, the supply was up here, and it's reacting off of that, but it just created another supply. GU like flew and created this demand, which I liked, but this bearish momentum I'm not liking really. Yeah, this is looking like it's gonna go back down. NAS 100 did not reach that supply zone. I think this AU trade might be very nice if it pulls back up. Stop would need to be above this, about 5 pips, and we'd be targeting ultimately somewhere down here. So this would be a candle break right there, so technically it would have already broke. Dun dun dun. This price action is just a little weird to me. It's not super clean. GU's rejecting this demand pretty nicely though, I'm not gonna lie. And this is a beautiful setup. It broke right above all this resistance here. There's a nice trend line here, kind of like a trend line retest and a demand zone. So I'm liking that. We'll see what happens. I'd love to have this candle close bearish, and then if we have a break of a candle there for the next 5-minute candle, then it'd be perfect. But it's also about to be 8 o'clock, so I don't know. Everything's kind of just acting weird. Looking weird, acting weird, very like impulsy. It's like shoot up, shoot down, shoot up, which I'm not a huge fan of that type of price action. Just very hard, much harder to read and much harder to trade. Like this is a clean trade in my opinion, going with the trend as well, because as you can see, GU's been going up. It's bullish uptrend overall. So, what am I looking for? This keeps getting in the way. Where's my arrow? Arrow here, boom, bullish overall. So this trade does make sense off this demand, and that rejection of that demand was really good. Wicked in, immediately rejected, which I really like. I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer though and see kind of what happens in this next 5-minute candle, or what happens with this 5-minute candle. I'd love for it to come back into the zone, close, and then take a break of candle. That would be a really good entry point. Let's see, where's my GU? I will let you guys know if I hop in. All right, y'all. I just hopped in this GU trade. Let me make sure I'm in on this one as well. Stops are going to be right below that demand zone. It's looking all right. I really like the break above right here. That's showing me that we really have this bullish momentum and create the demand zone right at this break of structure, which I really like. And there's also this little trend line, kind of like a trend line retest as well. Ideally, I would have liked to waited for this candle to close and then take the break of candle. But I saw this rejecting immediately once this bearish candle closed, like I mentioned, right before I was gonna get in. And I didn't want to wait to get in all the way up here on this break of candle, so I went ahead and got in. It's a little bit more of an aggressive entry than I like, but as you can see, looks like it's going pretty good right now. So we'll see how this plays out. Now all we do is wait. If it plays out, it plays out. If not, I stuck to my plan. I entered on a good setup for my strategy, and that's all you can do. After that, you just gotta wait and see what happens. Let the probabilities play out. Going for this is about a if I have it up here, it's a 1 to 2. Where would that put me? Well, this is highs, so I would love to go for at least a 1 to 2 on this trade. But if we break this candle right here, if we break this high, then we should be looking pretty good to just continue up. It may be one where I take out most of my position at 1 to 2, leave a runner, something like that. We'll see. We also have news that's going to come out in like an hour, I think. So I'll probably want to be out before that news hits as well. But let's see how this trade plays out. All right, y'all, just to show y'all that I am actually in this trade. And this is, I have to minimize this section over here just to make sure that my account number is not showing and everything like that. But this is my live funded account with Nova funding. I am currently a little bit down on the account. It's a 100K account, but if this trade plays out, I'll be back looking towards break even. So we'll see how this plays out. Risking around 0.5% and hoping to close 1% or more. And that's the goal. That's all I can do. So just wanted to show you guys that to let you guys know I am actually in this trade. I'm not just doing this for demo or whatever, but yeah, this trade's looking pretty good so far. But like I said, it looks like you just created another demand zone as well, which is very nice, and it looks like it's pushing up pretty nicely. Very nicely, I might say. Bum, bum, bum. Yep, that's looking good. If we get a clean break here, that'll look really good. It could come back down. I want to tap into this demand zone before it takes off, so I'm not going to put my stop at break even just quite yet, even though I did technically hit a 1 to about 1.5 already. But it did just create this demand zone. I'm going to move my stops above this or right below this low now, because if it comes and breaks this low right here, I'm not confident that it's going to come back up. So I'm about to move my stops there just in case it comes down below that area. And we'll see what happens. This is the 8 o'clock candle as well, so who knows? This could come back down and stop me right here, and if it does, it does, and it's completely fine. All that you can do is stick to your plan, and if the trade plays out, awesome. If it doesn't, then it just doesn't. This did technically already hit a 1-to-1, so with this strategy, sometimes you're going to have 1-to-1s. I really like to aim for the 1-to-2s, 1-to-3s to let the probabilities play out, so you can win half of your trades and still be very profitable. But a lot of people that trade this supply and demand strategy just take 1-to-1s. So they would have already gotten out, they would have already caught a win and just been done. So this could lose here, which would be unfortunate, and it's looking like it could, but it is what it is. All right, this candle is about to closed bearish. I'm not liking these wicks up here. This is telling me that we are losing bullish momentum and that we may come down, which is unfortunate, but is what it is. I'm not regretting not taking out at 1-to-1. I could have taken out 1-to-1, but I like to let my probabilities play out and go for those 1-to-2, 1-to-3 trades. So if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It could wick up here and then finally push bullish. If I did set my stop at break even, I would have already been hit at break even. So it's either a win or a loss now. Whatever happens, happens. You just got to let it play out. So I'm not going to be mad either way. If this ends up going bullish and goes my way, then yeah, that's awesome. Don't over celebrate your wins and don't get too down on your losses. Don't over leverage so much that you're so worried about it hitting stop loss because you're gonna lose your account or you're way over risking. And I also did cut down my risk here because my original stop was all the way down here, and then I moved my stop above this low once we made this demand zone right here. So now my risk is much less than it was in the original entry as well. So that'll help me out. That will help me out, and it also eases your mind a little bit. That's why reading the candles is so important, and just sticking to the trade. Like I said, I could have put my my stop at break even and would have already been hit. But now it looks like it may actually want to push bullish and continue up. So we'll see what happens. It looks like we're seeing some consolidation here. Like, this price action is not what you really want to see. You want to see, I would have loved to see once it tapped in here and I got in, and this big bullish candle, I would have loved to see it just keep going up, 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 and just see it fly through my TP. But sometimes, especially if you're trading GBP pairs, if you've ever traded GU or GJ, you know how this goes. You know that sometimes it'll play out, sometimes it won't. Or that sometimes there's just impulses, consolidation, and then it'll finally go your way all that sort of thing. If you traded for any amount of time, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So we're gonna sit here and let this trade either hit TP or hit stop loss. My goodness, this is just grueling to watch. These wicks, I'm not liking these wicks. It is rejecting this area super hard, which is interesting. It may, another thing that it could be is that it's looking to just grab liquidity above this big resistance area and then go down. Plus, we already had such a bullish impulse up. It could just need to, it might just want to reject a little bit more. But like I said, it's stop loss or TP now, so we gotta stick to our guns and stay in this trade. But definitely not looking how you want it to look. But I've seen trades like this. You know, it's not looking good, and then all of a sudden, boom, you all of a sudden get a big, you know, impulse up or down, whichever one's in your direction. And you know, in this case, obviously, it'd be up. Get a big bullish excuse me, I can't talk right now. Bullish impulse going up, and then you know, go straight to your TP, and then I'm like, oh, would have got mad because I got out of break even, whatever. So that's why I just stay in, and this could tank and go hit my stop loss right now. But I've already de-risked. You know, I've cut my risk in basically half now compared to what it was originally. So either way is what it is. That's part of trading. You're gonna win, you're gonna lose. You're gonna have A plus setups that work 9 out of 10 times, but that one time that it doesn't work, you're gonna lose that trade, and there's not gonna be any specific reason you lose. It's not gonna be because the market's out to get you. It's not because of your broker, anything like that. It's not because your broker stopped hunting you. It's just because that's the probabilities of trading. It doesn't always happen the same way over and over and over again. Sometimes an A plus setup will lose. The best traders in the world lose. It just is what it is. You're gonna have to get used to losing, and that's why risk management is so important, because if you are over risking, you're going to lose and lose your account, or take a few losses in a row and your account can't handle it. Or on the opposite side, if you are properly risking, then like if this hits stop loss right now, which is it's looking like it's going to, I've already de-risked enough to where I'm not super worried about it. I'm gonna be okay. My account is gonna survive. It's probably gonna be less than 0.5% risk. So it's what it is. But we're getting awfully close here, guys. Awfully close to hitting stop loss. Let me look. This NAS trade, dang. I was watching GU, and this NAS trade came up to this supply zone and rejected beautifully. This would have been a nice trade. But that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you get in the setup that loses. Sometimes you get in the setup that takes off and immediately hits TP. It is what it is. And I'm probably going to end up posting this video whether I win or lose this trade. This is the reality of trading. I'm not just posting wins. You know, losses are part of it, and y'all need to understand that and know it. This is going on my 4th year of trading now, so it is what it is. You lose trades, and it looks like this one is going to, but it keeps stuttering at this demand zone, but it's just not quite breaking it yet, but it is looking like it wants to. I'm pretty sure if this candle closes bearish like this, then the next candle is probably going to be bearish and just go down, and if this one doesn't already. But if this one stalemates here, starts rejecting, then we could have a chance here to move back up. $50 seconds left in this. Oh yeah, this is gonna hit my stop loss for sure. And nope, didn't hit it yet. Guess I was a little bit lower, just a tad bit lower on my broker. So I'm like, right there. It looks like, yeah, I gave it a little bit more gap. But this looks like it's gonna hit stop loss for sure. This is going to be a little bit longer of a video. I might have to cut some things out, to be honest, but we'll see. That Nas trade looks beautiful. That one's playing out really nice. All these rejections just not looking too good. We could get super lucky and just fly here, because it didn't hit my stop yet. I still have my positions in. I twin trade, so I don't just have one position in. I have usually 2 or 3 positions that totals to however much I want to risk. If I want to risk 0.5%, I'll split that up into two or 3 different positions, or 1%, whatever. Wow, we may actually get lucky here. That's crazy, y'all. I can't believe I did not get stopped out there. But I am still in this trade. Wow. It was extremely close to getting stopped out. Looking like we might... Did news just hit? I thought news was like in an hour. Let's see. Why is it not on today? I apply this setting and it doesn't stay. News is, yeah, news has not come out yet. But this is looking promising now. What did I say? Sometimes you get lucky like this and it does not hit your stop loss. And this, it did not hit my stop loss by like a pip. So I got very lucky there. I left it a little bit more gap. And I can show you guys that I'm still in this trade. Going up right now, looking pretty nice. Let's see, I'll zoom in one more time so we can just watch it like this. This is the 200 moving average, by the way. So you guys are seeing this live. It's about to go up to that point where it was at before that it rejected. So gonna watch strongly here for a rejection. We're about to be at $500, which will be up 0.5%. If it hits up here, then I'm looking at a 1%, maybe a little bit over 1% trade, which may actually be a little bit higher than this. It might be like a little bit more up here, but I'm gonna make sure I know exactly where. Oh, I was about to say, I thought this was a 1 to 2. This is saying 1 to 3 now, but it's because I de-risked. So now that my risk was lower, right, like here is a 1 to 3 technically, but up here, I think it was like 12.4 pips. Right around there was a 1 to 2 from my original stop loss. Yep, 1 to 2 perfectly. So once it hits that TP, I'm probably gonna take like 2 positions off. Wow, we're looking nice here. I'm gonna take a quick video here for my Instagram. Live trading, flying through my TP here, looking beautiful. Let's go. All right, 2 of my positions just got shot through and taken out. So now I'm going to put this one at break even, and I might just let this one ride for a little bit, honestly. Like, this is just flying, which is crazy because I was not expecting that. Beautiful though. Let's see, how much did I close out? I honestly am shocked right now that that did not hit my stop loss. Literally like 1 pip away. Let's see, how much closed out right there with those 2 positions? $676. So I'm closing out now and taking out this. Boom. $1,000, well, $988, basically a 1% trade. I'll show you guys right there. Hopefully you guys can see 1% trade for the day. Hopefully you guys can see that, but beautiful trade. Thank you guys for sticking sticking in this video as long as you did. If you guys made it to the end, I really appreciate it. Give me a comment below, say GU with a fire emoji if you guys waited to this point. I really appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys got something out of this. This is what I mean by like taking emotions out of your trading and staying in and sticking to your plan. Like I said, I go for the 1 to 2, 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. So if I just went to 1 to 1 and put at break even, I would have got stopped in break even. I would have came back to the charts later today and been like, dang, it flew through my TP. Obviously it did not though. So we ended up barely missing that stop loss. That's why I love giving a little bit more of a gap too, not maybe immediately below the zone, just in case something BS like this happens where it would have taken you out if you're like right below the wick and then flies. And honestly, I could have left that position in, let it ride a little bit, but I'm not getting greedy. I'm perfectly fine with a 1% day, 1% trade. Now I'm working my way up, back up to break even on this Nova 100K funded account. It's already funded. The challenges are passed already. So I'm not in phase 1 or phase 2. This is a fully funded account. So anything, once I get above break even, any profits I make off that, I get my profit split, and that'll be money going into my bank account. That's the power of trading, and this is how simple it can be. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you guys want to see more from me. Hoping to do some more. Let me know if you guys like live trading like this and live analysis. I know this may be a longer video, but this is just how mornings go. And sometimes you'll hit TP in the first 5-minute candle and boom, you're done trading. Or sometimes it consolidates like this and ends up going your way or hitting stop loss. That's just how trading is. But appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.